Hello everyone, welcome to Tkinter Hub. In the previous video we have created add account page. And also we have created switch pages functionality. We have linked these pages with each other. If you have not watched previous videos, this complete project playlist link will be available in the description box. Now we will create confirmation dialog box, which will ask confirmation to user. This confirmation box we will display when user will click home button for switch back. Also in many wares, we will use this confirmation box. Let's start to create. Every page is added in a separate function. If we will call them, then they can display their page. You can see window is clear, because no one function we have call from pages functions. Let's create confirmation dialog box. Similarly, confirmation box we will add in a function. Here I am creating a frame. Notice, confirmation box frame we will put in root, then it will appear pop-up. These two attributes will add around color border in frame. If you are following this project video series, you must know how these two attributes works. You can see, we have created confirmation dialog box frame. Let's add message label and cancel and yes button. Message label text we will take argument from confirmation box function. Because this confirmation box, we will use many wares, that message label text will not constant. Now let's create buttons. We have created interface of confirmation dialog box. Now let's see how we can add behavior of confirmation box. Behavior of confirmation dialog boxes. When confirmation box will display, then the program will wait for until user press cancel or yes button. If the user pressed yes or cancel button, then the confirmation box will respond. True or false. True mean user pressed yes button, and false mean user pressed cancel button. Now let me tell you how confirmation box will wait for until user press any button. We will use root.wait_window function. Root.wait_window function take a widget or window argument. Basically once this function run, then it will wait for until given widget or window will not destroyed. Let's see how it works. Simply here I will put this confirmation box frame as argument. Now root.wait_window function will stop execution of Tkinter until the given frame will not destroyed. And also I will add two print statements. One print statement I have put above of wait_window function. And second print statement I have put in below. Now when I will run program, you will see only this print statement will execute. The reason will this function. This print statement will not execute until this frame will not destroyed. Let's see. You can see this print statement yet not execute. You can see when I closed window, then second print statement executed. Let me show you example with destroying confirmation box frame. Here we will destroy confirmation box frame when cancel button clicked. You can see first print statement executed, but second print statement yet not executed. Let's if I click cancel button for destroy confirmation box frame. Now you can see second print statement executed. Now we will start to create confirmation box functionality. Simply when user click cancel button then confirmation box will respond false value. And when user clicked yes button confirmation box will respond true value. Boolean var is a Tkinter variable. Basically you can store a true or false value in Boolean var. Initial value we will set false. In the action function we will set value of Boolean var. Action function ans argument will be true or false value. This argument will be answer of the user from cancel or yes button. After getting the user answer, we will destroy confirmation box frame. Let's add this function to cancel and yes button. In the cancel button we will pass false argument. In the yes button we will pass true argument. In the action function, we are getting answer of the user, and we are storing the user answer in a variable. And after we are destroying frame, here is point to be notice. After destroying frame, wait underscore window function will start execution. Then here we will return answer. Now let's test it. Here returned value will be printed. Let's if I press cancel button. You can see false value returned. Now let's if I press yes button. You can see true value returned. Now we will use this confirmation box for ask confirmation from user, to switch back from add account page. Simply in this function, where we are switch back to welcome page from add account page. Here I will use confirmation box function. And then we will check returned value of confirmation box. If returned value is true, then means user press yes button. If yes button pressed, then we will switch page. Let's if I click home button. You can see confirmation box appear. Let's if I press cancel button. You can see nothing happen anything. Now let's if I press yes button. You can see page switched. So we have created confirmation box, and we can switch back page, with user confirmation. Now we will start to create, open and add student picture functionality. String var is a Tkinter variable. You can store any string type data in string var. In the string var we will store student picture path. Now let's import Tkinter file dialog, for ask open student picture. And also we will import image, an image tk from pillow module. Here we are checking, if any image is open. Let's add this function to button. Now let's display student opened picture. Here we will use pillow module for display picture. And also we will resize student picture, because student picture height and width can be larger. Image object have a resize method. We will use this method for resize image. Resizing height and width values will be in tuple. Also we will add picture path in string variable. This picture path will help us to add picture in database. Let's add student picture to add picture button. And also we need to set button internal image variable. This how you can watch dedicated video. Why image not showing if image opened in a function, video link will be available in description box. You can see picture is showing. Also I can open new picture. Now we will check user input validation. In case student try to create account, without fill any entry box. Then we will display warning in message box to user. And also we will highlight entry box which is empty. So we will start from creating a message box. As we have created confirmation box, message box will similar to confirmation box. Here I am just copy frame of confirmation box, for create message box frame. Now let's create message box close button. Now let's create message label. Message label text, we will take argument from message box function. Because this message box we will use many wheres, that message label text will not constant. Let's add functionality to close button. Simply in close button we will destroy message box frame. So message box is ready. Now let's use this message box for show warnings. When user will click submit button, then we will check each of entry box. If any entry box will empty, then we will display warning in message box, and also we will highlight empty entry box. Here I am checking condition. If student full name entry box is empty, then we will display warning in message box. Let's add this function to submit button. You can see student full name entry box is empty. Let's if I press submit button. You can see message box appear. Also we will highlight empty entry box. For highlight entry box, we will use these two entry box attributes. If you are following this project video series, then you must know how these entry box attributes works. So here in the condition, if student full name entry box is empty, then we will configure student full name entry box, these following attributes value. And also we will set focus in highlighted entry box. You can see student full name entry box is empty. Let's if I press submit button. You can see message box appear, and also entry box highlighted. Similarly we will check for student age entry box. Similarly we will check for student age entry box, and then we will display message box and highlight entry box, if this is empty. You can see student age entry box highlighted. But there is a problem. Student full name entry box is not empty, but it's still highlighting. Let's solve this problem. So in the remove highlight warning function, we will take entry argument. Entry argument will be a entry box object. Basically in this function we will target a highlighted entry box, using this entry argument. Here I am checking targeted entry box attribute value. Here I am checking targeted entry box highlight attribute value. I am checking one attribute value from both attributes. You can check any one attribute from both attributes. Here if this condition will true, then means targeted entry box attribute value is red color. After this condition, we will check targeted entry box is not empty. If the targeted entry box will not empty, then we will config targeted entry box highlight attribute values. Here targeted entry box highlighting color will be normal. Now let's see how we will use this function on targeted entry box. We will test this function on student full name entry box. Basically we will use this function with binding a event. We will use KeyRelease event. KeyRelease event will trigger when something will be entered in entry box. We will use remove highlight warning function with this event. And target entry box will be student full name entry box. If something will be entered in student full name entry box, then KeyRelease event will trigger. Now let's test it. You can see entry box highlighted. Let's if I enter something in entry box. You can see when I started to enter in entry box, highlighting color changed. Similarly we will add remove highlight warning function to student age entry box. But before we will check for other entry boxes. If the other entry boxes will empty, then we will highlight empty entry box. Also we will bind remove highlight warning function to these other entry boxes. Let's add remove highlight warning function to these entry boxes. And that's for this video. In the next part of video, we will start work with database, and also we will create few more functions. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe our channel for more videos.